Start. So very good morning, dear students. So I have the pleasure to introduce about the transformer and working principle. It is a very vital subject for you. How the basic fundamental lies behind this transformer. So first of all, we should discuss about how the transformer works, and before discussing about, we should know what is a transformer. What is a transformer? You see that transformer is a static device. Transformer is a static device Transformer is a static device which transfers electrical power from one circuit to another circuit without changing frequency. You see that transformer is a device, static device, that means there is no rotating parts in it. Just static, stationary, at rest condition. So transformer is a static device which transfers electrical power. That means how much power will give. You see that this is the circuit diagram of the transformer. So how much power will give at the primary side? That power will transfer to the secondary side. You can say that the primary side is the secondary side. So how the transfer power occurs following the Faraday's law of electronic induction. Faraday's law of electronic induction. So see that what is that principle? You see that you can write down the principle. Whenever an AC supply is given to this primary side of the transformer, and EMF will be induced to the primary side, and EMF is induced to the primary, that is E1. Understood? This E1 is an induced EMF where we give a alternating current at the primary side. So by this induced EMF produced at the primary side, having the N1 torque, a current flows, that is I1. A current flows to the primary side, that is I1. So another term also write down. A current carrying conductor produces this one magnetic flux. A current carrying conductor produces this one magnetic flux. So whenever a current flows to the primary side I1, also a magnetic flux is produced. A magnetic flux also produced, and that magnetic flux links with the primary side and also secondary side. Links with the primary side and also secondary side. And another point is we should note down that the flux which is produced due to this induced AC supply, that is also alternating current, alternating nature. That is also alternating in nature. That means we have discussed that the transfer of the electrical power transfers without changing frequency. What do you mean without changing frequency? So which type of AC supply is given at the primary side? That type of AC also will be produced or reduced at the also secondary side. So how you know that? That is constant frequency without changing frequency. You see that at the primary side it will give this type of having alternating waveform at the primary side. At the secondary side also we will get that type of alternating waveform. So by that way we will be sure that there is no change in frequency of the transformer. Which type of frequency the power transferred at which frequency, that type of power also transferred at the second side at the same frequency. So are you able to follow me? At a constant frequency or without changing frequency? Yes. I1 produced at the primary side, these clocks links to the primary side and also secondary side. Primary side and also secondary side. So which clocks, changing clocks, and EMF is induced in the primary side and also an EMF is induced in the secondary side due to linked clocks. Due to linked clocks, linked alternating clocks. So when due to that linked clocks, the induced EMF produced at the primary side is E1 having the N1 terms, and also following that principle which links to the secondary side also and EMF is induced at the secondary side, that is E2. That is E2 having N2 terms, having N2 terms, having N2 terms, N2 terms, right? So you see, this is a magnetic core. This is the core. This is a magnetic core, and in this core, this N1 and this N2, they are mutually wound. They are mutually wound. Or you can say that N1 terms of the primary side and N2 terms of the secondary side, they are connected or they are wound in a common core. In a common core, and due to this, and EMF is induced in the primary side as well as in the secondary side. So you can say that what is the difference between E1 and E2? Whether they may be same or may not be same. Suppose in which case U1 and U2 will not be same, that means the flux produced by this I1 or due to the AC supply, if the total flux is linked to the primary side and to the secondary side, in that case only U1 and U2 will be same. U1 and U2 will be same. Otherwise, if more flux is linked to the N1 or the primary winding and less flux is linked to the secondary winding, so here E1 and E2 they are not same. In other way, you can say that E1 is more than this E2. E1 is more than this E2. And if a load is connected at the secondary side, a load current also flows to the secondary side, and you will get the load voltage V2. Load voltage V2. So I want to point out that in which case this E1 and E2 will be same. When the total number of linked clocks is linked to the primary winding, in the same way, total clocks also linked to the secondary winding. In both the cases, then E1 will be E2, or you can say E1 equal also E1. In that case, that transformer is known as isolation transformer. In that case, what is called as isolation transformer. That means E1 and E2 they are same powers are transferred to the primary circuit and secondary circuit. But what is the application of this isolation transformer? In the first point, I told you that electrical power transfers from this circuit to this circuit, or primary circuit to secondary side, at a higher potential, lower current, or lower current to the higher potential. Suppose in this case, we will also say that when the supplied voltage at the primary side, when at the secondary side it decreases or will get less voltage, that is also in that case we can say that step down transformer. We can say that is a step down transformer. This step up or step down, when in which case the step up will be you will get when the E1 is less than this E2. E1 is less than E2. In this case, you can say that this is a step-up transformer. So, by this way, you can be confident about the categorization transformers, the step-up, step-down, and isolation transformer. So, isolation transformer, so you can say that application of the step-up transformer, where the voltage is less at the second side, you can use other place. And also, whenever primary voltage is higher, and we will get use of the secondary side at the lower voltage, power at the lower voltage. In that case, we can use the step-up transformer. But what is the use of this isolation transformer? That means E1 and E2, they are same. There is another point, that is called as frequency at which constant frequency which transfers from primary circuit to secondary circuit, and voltage also E1 and E2 are the same, but you see that the isolant transformer at which place it is applied, where the harmonics, the primary harmonics should not be transferred to the secondary side. The main target or main application of this isolant transformer is to limit the primary harmonics to the secondary harmonics. Primary harmonics to the secondary side harmonics. So in that case, so you can say what is harmonics? Harmonics is having so many complex operands or linear operands. So any type of harmonics among the primary side, that is not transferred to the secondary side in case of the isolant transformer. And about the harmonics, you will read in a higher semester. In a higher semester, what is harmonics? In the BTech level, also in the 6th semester, like that. So you will be confirmed about the harmonics, right? But the point you should remember, point to note that isolant transformer where E1 and E2 they are same, A1 and A2 also same, and it is applied where the primary harmonics should not be transferred to the secondary harmonics, secondary side, because that harmonics is not required at the secondary side. This is the main and vital application of the isolation transformer. You may question that same power available on the primary side transferred to the secondary side at the same voltage and same current E1 and E2, but why you need a transformer? The same power, without using this transformer, we can transfer this to the secondary side, to the load circuit. But why you need a transformer? But the main application of the isolant transformer is it limits the primary harmonics. It does not allow to the secondary side or load circuit. To the load circuit. About the harmonics, you will be read in the higher semesters in the higher studies, right? So it is the beneficial part of the this transformer, and also you able to know how the transformer works following the Faraday's law of renewable induction, and then the construction is having a magnetic core. This core consists of thin sheets of laminated sheets. Thin laminated sheets for production of the production of the changing flux. So whenever an AC supply is given to the primary side, and due to the current flowing in the primary side, and EM is induced in the primary side due to the changing flux, and that U1 is nothing the primary induced EMF, and the E2 is the secondary induced EMF, and this E1 and E2 you can get there is a derivation of the how much voltage is induced at the primary side and how much induced at the secondary side. There is a derivation. You can get that is E equal to root 2 pi f n phi m. Phi m is nothing but the mutual flux. Phi m is nothing but the mutual flux. This mutual flux connects to the both primary winding and the secondary winding. Both primary winding and the secondary winding. The very fatal role of this phi m mutual flux, because due to this mutual flux, induced EMF is produced at the primary winding, also the secondary winding. And the induced EMF, the magnitude of the induced EMF is root 2 pi f n. N is the number of turns. For the primary winding it is N1, for the secondary winding it is N2. So for it is N1, this will become E1. For this N2, it will become N2, it will become E2. So in both the cases, it is U1, and the fundamental or the basic formula for the induced EMF is root 2 pi f n phi n. For the primary winding it is N1, for the secondary winding it is N2. right? And the application of the transformer is you can in discussion. I told you the step up transformer, step down transformer, and also isolated transformer, and step where the step up transformer is required. You can see that at the generating station our generating voltage is 10.5 kilovolt or 11 kilovolt. 10.5 volt or 11 kilovolt. So that generating voltage is stepped up due to the step up power transformer. Step up power transformer. And that step up power transformer can be stepped up to 220 voltage or 500 kilovolt like that. And that transmission voltage or the transmission of the power at a higher voltage 220 volt or 500 volt, 500 kV kilovolt brought shells to the load side. You can say that the grid to the grid. From grid it is a step down or by decreasing the power by step down transformer it is sent to the load circuit or to the consumer or to the public person who are using the electrical power by distribution transformer. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.